All right. There we go. All right, better?
Hang on.
Hopefully I'm not blowing your ears off anymore. Is it better? Good. Good stuff. Sorry about that. Well, that wasn't very wonderful to blow your ears off. Goodness gracious. It's funny, yesterday our grandson was here for today. We're going to be having him for a day once a week, which is going to be fun. He's a sweet, sweet little boy. Really is. And he is so funny. He'd be sitting there and just out of the blue, he'd just scream with a big laugh on his face. Ah! Ah! And then he'd laugh. He'd look at us and he'd just scream like really loud. It's funny. I told his mom, I said, yeah, he just wants to make sure you know that he's just as loud as the rest of us. What a sweet, sweet little boy. How's everyone doing today? Let's check in. I'd like one word. Give me a one-word description of what kind of day you're having so far. One word. What's a one-word description of you and your day right now? Fantastic. Deborah's having a great day. I'm pretty great myself. I feel amazing. Really, I had a good sleep last night, although I wear this thing on my arm and it tells me how I slept, and I woke up feeling great, and yet looking at my thing, it doesn't really say I slept that great, so it's kind of interesting. I feel great. I had a good sleep last night. Isn't that amazing? So you can't always go by the equipment that's monitoring you. You have to go by how you feel, and I feel pretty good today. Everybody's having a great day. It's wonderful, isn't it? It's a wonderful Wednesday. This day, the day I used to get together with my girls. We called it TGIWWW. We've changed to Wednesdays or to Mondays for now because my daughter's working, and so we just move things, but we still get together every week. It's pretty phenomenal. And I love this quote: "We live in a wonderful world that's full of," oh, what is that word? Beauty, charm, and adventure. It's cut off by some of my slides here. We live in a wonderful world that's full of beauty, charm, and adventure. There's no end to the adventures that we can have if only we seek them with our own eyes. And I know we talk about this a lot, and we'll talk about it a lot moving forward, because the truth is that we tend to focus on what's real in our lives, or what we perceive as being real. I see it with my own eyes. I can touch it, feel it, therefore it must be real. Or is it? How do you guys feel about that? Do you feel that what you're looking at and touching is real? Or do you think you can look and see something different? And I'm going to challenge you guys this week to really open your eyes and see all the wonder that is before you. We have been studying again, Ask and It Is Given, Learning to Manifest Your Desires. And I know that I'm pretty sure most of you have the book. You're following along with the book. It's pretty a phenomenal book. And it's interesting going through it again. This is our third time on the call going through it. And I'm really finding for me that it's really solidifying what I already know, really reminding me what I already know, and really helping me to focus on it and embrace it even more. How about you guys? Are you enjoying this journey through Ask and It Is Given? I mean, like I said, I do these calls very selfishly. Very selfishly. And I'm really excited that you get stuff out of this, because this is really, truly selfish for me, because I mean, it forces me to do the reading. It forces me to do the studying. It forces me to always be in a positive mindset, because I do what I teach and teach what I do. I'm that kind of person. And so I'm really glad that my selfishness is of benefit to you. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Chapter 8, page 39. You are a vibrational transmitter and receiver. It's a fairly short chapter, so I don't see any trouble with us getting through this morning. You are a vibrational transmitter and receiver. Do you really get that? We're going to read about it. And I want you to really think about this. You're transmitting vibration all the time. Transmit, receives, like a radio signal. The energy is out there just vibrating. Page 39. Now you're ready to understand the most essential part of controlling, creating, and enjoying your physical life experience. Even more than the material being that you have come to know as you are a vibrational being. When someone looks at you, they see you with their eyes and hear you with their ears. But you are presenting yourself to them and to the universe in a much more emphatic way than can be seen or heard. You are a vibrational transmitter, and you are broadcasting your signal in every moment of your existence. Think about that. You are a vibrational transmitter, and you are broadcasting your signal in every moment of your existence. You're always sending out a signal. Kind of makes you want to think about what signal you're sending out, doesn't it? We're on page 39, Claudia. Glad that you made it today. As you are focused in this physical body, and while you are awake, you are constantly projecting a very specific, easily identifiable signal that is instantly received, understood, and answered. Immediately, your present and future circumstances begin to change in response to the signal you're offering now. And so, the entire universe right now is affected by what you're offering. How's that for responsibility? You are responsible for what's happening in the universe because of what you're thinking right now. Whoa. Yesterday we had some mechanical hiccups, Claudia, so it was an interesting call. But we did finish chapter 7. Page 40. You are an eternal personality focusing in the now. Do we understand that? Hey, Robin. Your world, present and future, is directly and specifically affected by the signal that you are now transmitting. The personality that is you is really an eternal personality, but who you are right now and what you're thinking right now is causing a focusing of energy that is very powerful. This energy that you're focusing is the same energy that creates worlds, and it is, in this very moment, creating your world. You have a built-in, easy-to-understand guidance system within you with indicators that help you understand the strength or power of your signal, as well as the direction of your focus. And most important, it is this very same guidance system that helps you understand the alignment of your chosen thought with the energy stream itself. Your feelings are the representatives of your guidance system. Your feelings. How you're feeling. Some of you, I don't know that you're really that in tune with exactly how you're feeling. It's important to be that way all the time, right? In other words, the way you feel is your true indicator of your alignment with your source and of your alignment with your intentions, both pre-birth and currently. And so the more you are aware of how you're feeling right now, the better you can have an effect on your life. Because if you can recognize that, oh, I'm feeling kind of off right now. I need to work on getting myself to feel better before I go and make any decisions, before I have conversations, before I meet with people, before I make phone calls, before I do work. Do you really get that? You need to get yourself into a better state of mind right now. Whether you had a good sleep last night, whether you ate too much food yesterday and the day before that, my goodness, my body feels like it has been lambasted. It's terrible. And I could mope around and feel terrible. I was feeling pretty awful physically last night. We're not talking about how you physically feel. Although your physical feelings can sometimes be an indicator of how you're really feeling. Your powerful beliefs were once gentle thoughts. Every thought that has ever been thought still exists. And whenever you focus upon a thought, you activate the vibration of that thought within you? What if you're fed up with certain people? Well, that's got other people have nothing to do with you. Why did you invite them in your life, Claudia? If you're fed up with them, why did you invite that fed upness to you? You invited it. It's just that you're recognizing all these things that you created in your life and you're going, I don't like that anymore. You've decided you don't like that anymore. And that you want them to be different. And even if they're living with you, that's, I know they're moving out. So you just got to focus on that and go, yeah, time, God help me, I'll get through this. And you just smile because you have no control over them. And fed up is a feeling. Like, where does that fall in the chart here? I'm fed up. Did you look on the chart? Is there a feeling that relates to fed up? You're discouraged? You're maybe impatient. You're either discouraged or impatient. You're tired of it, but tired of it isn't like, you're somewhere on the scale. You got to get yourself out of the scale, right? You've got to get yourself out of that. You got to stop thinking about all those things that bug you and just go and get away from it. Just get away from it and clear your mind. When it bothers you, get away from it and clear your mind. That's all you can do. We can't change people. Well, you married him. Just love him. Keep focusing on the things you love. You're getting off your disc. You're getting off your disc. You're creating all this, Claudia, because you're not sure of yourself. You've lost your way. It sounds crazy, right? But it's because you've started focusing again on the little things. There's probably little things. Things were getting better, and now you're noticing that, well, they're starting to do this again, and they're starting to do that again, and I don't like that. It makes me feel gross. Every thought you've ever thought still exists. So whatever you're currently giving your attention to is an activated thought. Aren't you glad you're more considerate, Claudia? Aren't you glad you're such a perfect being and you are so much more considerate than others? Dawn and I have these conversations all the time about other people's children and how they have no manners and how other people are and how they have their personalities are just, there's someone in our family that's just not very pretty because their personality is just not very pretty, but we love them anyway. And we just smile and think, wow, I'm glad I'm not like that. I'm glad I am the way I am. And one day maybe they'll see that to be the way they are. And we love them anyway. You just have to love them, Claudia. Just love them. Because you do. But when you turn your attention away from a thought, it becomes dormant or no longer active. The only way to consciously deactivate a thought is to activate another. In other words, the only way to deliberately withdraw your attention from one thought is to give your attention to another. So if they're living in the same apartment with you, Claudia, and they've got their stereo on at 2 a.m., you get up and you shut it off. And you just let them know that that's really inconsiderate of everyone in the building. And you appreciate they want to test their new stereo, but they can wait until the morning. And you appreciate that they're young and immature, and they don't have these natural innate abilities. So it's up to you to let them know that this is not appropriate behavior. That's all. When someone expresses inappropriate behavior, it's all right for you to tell them that that's inappropriate. I'm sorry. You're living in my house. You're going to live by my rules. Therefore, that's inappropriate. And you go and you unplug it. You remove it, for heaven's sakes. You got to get tough there, Claudia. When you give your attention to anything, the vibration at first is not very strong. But if you continue to think about it or speak about it, the vibration gets stronger. So, Claudia, what did you do when they didn't turn it off? You just got angry, didn't you? And upset, and you still are. I can tell you're really pissed off. It's just making it worse. It's just you're feeling worse. You're not going to have a very good day today. So get out of that funk. And next time you get up and you shut it off. And you just say, sorry guys, that's just, and you need to have a talk with them and you say, that is inappropriate behavior, unacceptable behavior. And if it continues again, I appreciate you're moving out in September, but you're going to be out now. Good. Then you should be feeling better. There's nothing else you can do. Feeling angry isn't going to make it any better. Claudia, let it go. Are you ready to let it go? Just take in a big breath and let it go. You just got to take it. When that's, you know what? When you thought about it, you should have did it. Well, you got to get, Claudia, if you don't let it go, you're going to have a crappy day. And you being angry isn't going to fix the situation. Do you see that? Get yourself back on your high-flying disc. Focus on the things that Claudia loves. And lay down the laws in a good way. And just say, I love you guys, and I'm not going to tolerate that kind of... I recognize it, Claudia, and the more you talk about it, the more frustrated you are. So when are you going to start doing the exercises to help you become unfrustrated? That's what you need to do. You need to become unfrustrated. You need to do the things you need to do to get yourself out of that situation. Talking about it isn't going to do it. I'm frustrated, yeah? What can help you get unfrustrated? Meditating, and we're going to do a bit of that today. So that should help, right? As you give more and more attention to any thought, as you're doing right now, as you focus upon it, practice the vibration of it. Oh, I'm frustrated at them. I'm very angry. The thought becomes an even bigger part of your vibration. And you could now call this practice thought a belief. I believe I feel angry right now. I am very angry at them. I don't like the way they behave. And they're in my house. There's nothing I can do about it. Well, there are things you can do about it. You just don't tolerate it. And you go about not tolerating it with a smile on your face, Claudia. You laugh about it. You say, you know what? You guys have got a lot to learn. And I really appreciate you putting me on the edge and stressing me out to no end. But I'm not going to let you get to me because you're living in my house. And I thought I taught you better. Apparently I didn't. So I'm going to have to teach you now. Stereo's gone. The longer you think thoughts, the stronger they become. So now we got to start thinking better thoughts, right, Claudia? You know you got to do these things. You know what? I am not reacting to this situation in a way that's best for me. Then stop telling them what to do, Claudia. We're hearing this conversation over and over and over. They do what they want, and you tolerate it, and you allow it, and you don't put your foot down, because it's my daughter. Because of the law of attraction that's behind the expansion of your thoughts, it's not possible to give your attention to something without achieving an alignment with it to some degree. And so, the longer you ponder the thought, and the more frequently you return to the thought, the stronger your vibrational alignment becomes. So Claudia, I think tonight, Claudia, you're just into this little cycle. I think you like it. You're so used to this relationship, you keep attracting more of it, and you keep repeating it. I put my foot down and she starts screaming at me. Can you guys all feel that? It's what she's used to. It's what she's used to. So you, Claudia, need to know that you have control, girl. Do you see how you're just repeating a pattern here? Do you see the pattern, Claudia? Just curious. You got to see the pattern if you want to shut it off. You're creating this pattern. Do you see it? You don't have control of anything but you. You have control of your attitude at all this. And until you learn to just shut it off, and it's not hard, I mean, it's not easy, but that's what you got to need to do. They're going to keep taking advantage of you because you put your foot down and she starts screaming at you because she knows you're going to give in. And you're going to have this fight and this argument. And you know what? I think when she wakes you up in the middle of the night because her stereo's on, get up and go bake a cake. But, I mean, at the end of the day, number one, that's being rude to everybody else in the building, so that needs to stop. I mean, there are rules. Somebody else could call the police. So you go in and you take that off. Right? You weren't sleeping, Claudia. You know what? You got lots of excuses and reasons here, but girlfriend, number one, you got to think, okay, there they go again. That's it. I'm done. You go in their bedroom and you unplug whatever they're doing. and you let them know that you'll discuss this in the morning. If they start throwing a hissy fit, you go in and get their stuff and throw it outside and say, enjoy your sleep somewhere else. Whatever you need to do. But yeah, shut it off, shut off the electricity. There's lots of things you can do. You can have candlelight, dinner by candlelight, stop cooking for them. I mean, I don't know if they pay you room and board, but stop cooking for them. Stop doing things for them. Do things for you. Start doing things that feel really good for Claudia. Claudia, what can you do today that feels good? We'll talk more about that at the end of the call. I'd like to finish up this chapter. As you achieve a stronger alignment with any thought, you then begin to feel emotions that indicate your increased or decreased alignment with your own source. And I'm going to say that your alignment's gone down. Boom! You're not in alignment this morning. And I know that you do that all the time, but right now you're not doing it, Claudia. You're staying focused on how angry you are at those damn kids. Damn kids! Doesn't matter what I do, they ain't listening to me. They're going to be out of here soon, Claudia. I know it's not soon enough, but they're going to be out of here soon. So you just got to get through it. And you have to find a way to get through it without being angry and frustrated. That's the challenge, right, Claudia? So when they're doing things that are physically disruptive, you can step in and change that. Well, this isn't the place for that. I can't really help you with that one, Claudia. We've given you places to go with that. You need to go to what is that? It's AA, but it's for relatives. That you got to make that decision, Claudia. Okay, we've been down this, Al-Anon. I mean, we've been down this road before. Number one, you married your husband. He's had this challenge, it sounds like, for a long time. So, you've got to deal with that. You don't like that he does that, but you stay with it. And you've had some good times recently. And I don't know what's happened in the last few days, but everything's going downhill. And that's because you're getting better and they're not. And so you have to make that decision, right? So that's what you're thinking about. Do you see that, Claudia? You're starting to thinking about the things you really love in life and the things that are in your life that aren't in alignment with you anymore. Am I right? There are things in your life that are no longer in alignment with who you are. And so you have to make a decision. You have to make a decision. So that's up to you. Maybe you guys all need some space. Your attention to it invites it in. I don't know if you're seeing all this, Claudia, that you really are pulling all this to your life. You're pulling this to you because you just can't stop thinking about it. You can't stop looking at it. You can't stop talking about it. You can't stop obsessing about the stuff that's not right. So for today, Claudia, I want you to sit down and I want you to start writing out all those things that you're grateful for, that you like about the life you have right now, what you want to keep and what you don't. That's what you need to do. There's so many things you can do to help yourself out of this situation. And what I'm sensing is that the better you get, the more you're observing things in your world that are not in alignment with you. Am I right, Claudia? The better you get, the better you feel, the more you are observing the things in your life that are not in alignment with you. And so you have some decisions to make. I can't really help you with that. All I can do is help you feel better. Because regardless of what's going in your life that's not in alignment with you, you need to be in alignment with you. You need to start looking at different things. You need to start looking at solutions. You need to start looking at, wouldn't it be nice if? Every thought you give your attention to expands, becomes a bigger part of the vibrational mix. Whether it's a thought of something you want or a thought of something you do not want. Your attention to it invites it into your experience. Claudia, I'm going to really push you, because you've been doing this a long time. You should be able to easily push yourself. I want you to sit down with your pen or pencil, or even type it out, and I want you to write the description of your perfect partner. all the amazing things about your partner, the partner you have currently, would probably be the best thing to do is just pull everything that's so amazing about this partner, the perfect partner in your life. And I just want you to visualize that all day today. That's all I want you to think about is the perfect partner. I don't want you, when things go wrong, just, oh, there's one of those things going wrong again. I'm not going to pay attention to it. Eventually, you'll get to the place where you make those decisions. Since this is an attraction-based universe, there's no such thing as an exclusion. Everything is about inclusion. And so when you see something that you'd like and you focus upon it, you're shouting yes to it, and you're including it in your experience. But listen up. When you see something you would not want in your experience and you focus on it like you are right now, shouting no to it, I don't want this, you're including that in your experience. You don't invite it with your yes and exclude it with your no, because there is no exclusion in this attraction-based universe. Your focus is the invitation. Your attention to it is the invitation. You need to get your attention off all the things that are going wrong right now, Claudia. There's been lots of things you've been focusing on that are going good. Your book is in for publication. You got nothing to focus on now. So you're back focusing on all the things that aren't good. Let's get back to the good. And so those who are mostly observers thrive in good times but suffer in bad times because what they're observing is already vibrating. And as they observe it, they include it in their vibrational countenance. And as they include it, the universe accepts that as their point of attraction and gives them more of the essence of it. So for an observer, the better it gets, the better it gets. Or the worse it gets, the worse it gets. However, one who is a visionary thrives in all times. With your practiced attention to any subject, the law of attraction delivers circumstances, conditions, experiences, other people, and all manner of things that match your habitual dominant vibration. And as things begin to manifest around you that match the thoughts that you have been holding, you now develop stronger and stronger vibrational habits of proclivities. And so your once small and insignificant thought has now evolved into a powerful belief, and your powerful beliefs will always be played out in your experience. Something I have to warn you all, as you begin to grow and change, it doesn't mean that everybody in your life will grow and change with you. And you need to accept that. And you need to recognize that that doesn't need to change your growing and developing at all. I think we're going to do the Let Go video with Lori Granger today because I think that Claudia needs to learn to let go of all this. You got to let go of that feeling of anger, and you've got to do whatever you need to do to let go of anything that's bringing you down. If people are bringing you down, you got to get away from them. You've got to get yourself back on that high-flying disc before you go in to any of that. In the middle of the night when the stereo goes on, you've got to shut it off, and you've got to go out and get yourself back before you attack that situation. And if things get bad enough, then get the hell out. Right? If things are bad enough and you can't change that situation, get the hell out. You got to get away from it. There's no other solution. You cannot change other people. You can observe them in a different light. And that's what we're going to encourage you today. So let's sit back with Lori Granger. Just relax into this audio. Let her guide you. Close your eyes, all right? Close your eyes because it works best that way. And just listen to her words and let your feelings go. And we'll see you back here in 15 minutes.
Centering ourselves in our posture of stillness and adjusting our spine to be upright and dignified. Letting the eyelids slowly come down and entering the sweet darkness of our comfortable internal space. We will be allowing a number of belly breaths to help us drop into a deep meditative state where we can let go of what may be keeping us stuck in our lives. And so, with feet planted on the ground and the body stable and settled in silence, place your right hand on the belly and breathe in slowly, allowing the belly to inflate on the in-breath and deflate on the out-breath. Breathe so that the hand rises as the belly rises and falls as the breath leaves the body. Now, bring your awareness to your lips and allow this next exhalation to leave the body through the lips with a slow, gentle, measured blow. Coming all the way down to the bottom of the breath. And just try this a few times. Breathe in, belly expanding on the in-breath. Breathe out with a gentle, slow blow. Now bringing your full awareness to this out-breath, tuning into the exhalation fully and hearing this gentle blow. And on this exhalation, allowing the shoulders to drop down now. Let go. Let go. And hearing this next exhalation, dropping the jaw. Let go. Let go. Moving to the neck now, and hearing the gentle blow. Let go. Let go. Moving down to the chest. Blow. Let go. Let go. And to the belly. Let go. Let go. And to the lower body. Let go. Let go. And now, exhaling out from the feet into the ground. Imagining with this next exhalation that your feet are growing roots into the ground, into this very spot on the earth that you fully inhabit with your presence right here and now. Strong, deep roots forming into the soil, into the earth, and ground down through your core into this place, this moment, this space, feeling your solid essence. breathing effortlessly now, with your feet rooted in the earth and your body relaxed yet solid under the vast blue sky, just being breathed by the breath. The breath is effortless. The breath is effortless. You are deeply rooted in this moment, breathing, being, centered, solid, strong, like a tree. And hearing each out-breath clearing the mind, clearing, clearing, breathing, hearing. Now, silently watching whatever arises in your mind. And as you notice a thought, an image, or memory arise in the vast space of your mind, name it. Worry, planning, reminiscing, analyzing, wishing, a simple label, knowing and naming, and then allow this thought, image, or memory to just float like a helium balloon into the heavens and watch it rise up and away into the sky. On the backdrop of the clear sky mind, just wait and watch as events form in the mind. Name them and let them drift into the sky. And one by one, let go and watch them float away. Notice which of them you hold on to longer. The sticky, charged, or recurring thoughts, and work to let them go without a second thought. In this way, we are working with letting go of shoulds, should-haves, what ifs, and how comes, returning to what is. Clear mind, calm body. Grounding our minds in awareness, where we are the compassionate witness to all that arises, where we hold all the strings in our hands, all the strands, and we let them go one by one, returning again and again to the rooted ground of awareness in the mind and compassion in the heart. So now, spend this time just observing, naming, and letting go, allowing the sound of the breath to keep you anchored and stable in your body's relaxed, natural state.
Oh, and Claudia, there's no need to apologize. It's we're here. We're here as a reminder of what you need to do and what you already know. And when we forget what we already know, stuff happens, right? Do you feel better, Claudia? And do you know that your responsibility right now is to get back feeling better? If it means you need to meditate more, then you go meditate more, and you need to go and do whatever you need to do to get back to that feeling of feeling good, regardless of what's going on around you. And it may mean that you need to make decisions or choices or have discussions that you don't want to have, but you got to get on that high flying disc first. From there you can do anything. I want it to be harder on them. Well, that's a vengeful feeling. Goodness gracious, Claudia, look at what you wrote. I want them to suffer. I don't want them to be happy. They don't deserve to be happy. They don't deserve to have a good life and just do what they're doing and be happy. They should suffer because they're making me suffer. Goodness gracious. I wish you were here. I would give you the biggest hug possible, Claudia. All you can wish is joy. All you can wish is happiness. You want them to find happiness. You want them to stop suffering the way they're suffering. Well, they just run all over you because you let them. I'm not a therapist. I don't have a degree. At the end of the day, Claudia, you need to read the words you wrote. Okay? Who's responsible for everything? You are. Okay? We're just trying to help you to get back on your high-flying disc. You cannot wish ill on others. You cannot wish ill on others. Do you understand that? I mean, you can. Wishing will on others is not getting you on your high-flying disc, is not helping you at all. Do you understand it? I really hope you do, Claudia. You cannot wish ill will on anyone, on anything, because of something they did. And we get that way. I mean, there's criminals out there that, you know, you wish them, you know, their karma, they'll get their own. And I don't understand how some people do what they do. I really don't, never will, okay? And then some things I understand clearly. I understand addictions. I understand things. I also understand that I am who I am, and I am where I am because I decided that this is where I wanted to be. I wanted to be in this wonderful place. And I can get here. I can be here. You have to get here. Nobody has to change for you to be happy, Claudia. And you got to let that all go. You got to let it go. You cannot wish ill will on others, because it just comes back to you. If you're wishing ill will on someone else, you're giving off a vibration of ill will. And guess who's going to experience the ill will, Claudia? What do you think? If you're wishing ill will, you're not feeling good, are you? You're in a state of anger. You're in a state of meh. So what are you attracting when you're in a state of meh? You're attracting meh. Guess what you're attracting, Claudia? So the more, it's a vicious circle. You can turn the circle around and start focusing on the happy. It doesn't mean that you aren't going to make changes in your life. You may, but you're going to make them from a place of feeling really good, and a place of, I just feel really good. You know, looking back on my life and the choices I made, the decisions I made, they were all made for me to get to a place where I felt better. My entire life, everything I ever did was to make me feel good. Me. I have to say that. They weren't always the best decisions. I just know, looking back, that if I look at the root cause of some of the things I did in my life, it was for me to feel good. Right? Yeah, you need to get the help you need, Claudia, to stop being an enabler, number one. All right? So that, it doesn't mean you're responsible for their actions. It simply means you are enabling them. And that's a tough one. But at the end of the day, it's about feeling good, because every thought I think is creating my future. Every thought I think is creating my future. Hey, you've got lots of things going on that make you feel good, so why are you focused on the things that make you feel bad? It doesn't mean they're just going to magically go away. But you cannot, and we get angry, and so number one, you need to forgive yourself for getting angry, and you need to recognize that getting angry doesn't solve anything. And so when we get angry, we need to step away. We need to make it a rule. When we get angry, we need to step away. We need to get unangry. And sometimes that's hard to do. Sometimes we vent and we say things we don't really mean, and we just get that anger out. But at some point, we have to recognize that that wasn't the best solution, and that wasn't the best way to do anything. So a better response would be, I recognize you guys are really excited about your new stereo, and I just want to remind you that it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and there's other people that live in the building, including your mom and I, your dad and I, And we don't like being woken up at 2 o'clock in the morning. So you can do this at another time. And for now, you're going to turn it down, and or you go in and you just unplug it. You walk in and you unplug it. It doesn't mean things are going to change, but you certainly need to. I can see when I look back on things that I did and reactions I had, I can see that if I walked away and got myself into a better frame of mind, the results would have been a lot different. You got to lay down the law and enforce it in a positive way. Yeah, remove the fuse to take away their electricity. If, I don't know, if they're paying room and board, then you have to provide them room and board. But if they're not, yeah, there's lots of things you can do. But at the end of the day, you may need to walk away, Claudia, and get yourself in order for you to come back. That's all, right? You got to take care of you, Claudia. Get yourself in a better frame of mind. You've got to become more mindful. You've got to recognize that anger is not a good place to be, that frustration is not a good place to be, that revenge is not a good place to be, because I'm hearing lots of revenge. That's way down there too, isn't it? You're feeling revenge. You want revenge. I heard revenge. Revenge. 18. So you have a little work to do, Claudia. And sometimes you're feeling good, but it doesn't take long to take you back to not feeling good. And I get that. I understand it. 100%. I understand 110%. But if you're in that frame of mind, you need to get yourself out of it before you can deal with anything. And then you deal with it. You need to start making lists of what you can do. What are possible solutions to this challenge you're facing right now? Get yourself back on your high-flying disc and start looking for solutions. Claudia, write them all down. What are the possible solutions to this situation? I give less. I'd probably give more. I would just be the happy person, but I would be happy for me. So I wouldn't be doing things for other people. I would be doing things because it's what makes me feel good. And so if there's something going on in the house that isn't feeling good, I'm going to go find something that makes me feel good. And I'm going to ignore you all. And I'm going to find a solution to this because this isn't working for me. Okay, if you're in an environment that isn't working for you, you need to change the environment, right? It's really simple, isn't it? It sounds so simple. However, at the end of the day, we know it really is that simple. Isn't it, Claudia? I don't know why we forget. That isn't the only thing you can do, Claudia, all right? So I need you to get away into a quiet place. You're in a actually, you're not in a good state of mind right now, even after the meditation. I can feel your energy. You're full of negative energy. You're not seeing any solutions. So you need to go away to a quiet place, go to your favorite Starbucks, go find somewhere where you can get some peace, get a pen and paper, and start writing down solutions. One being you moving out. Bet you never thought of that one. Not just at night. You say, they're moving out on the 11th, so you can move out until the 11th until they're gone. And you just say, I can't live with you guys, so until you leave, I'm going to live somewhere else. And you can even tell your husband, I can't live with the drinking, so until that changes, I'm going to live somewhere else. And, you've got to get to the place first. So things help. When they're not there, it's better. But what I'm getting at, Claudia, is what I want you to do, again, I'm not a therapist, right? But I've been through all these books and all of the exercises. So what I want you to do is sit down somewhere quiet with a pen and paper and write down solutions to the situation you're in without judgment. Not a solution that I can't face this solution. This one's not really what I want. They're just possible solutions. There's lots of possible solutions. It doesn't mean they're all feasible. It doesn't mean they're all doable, but there's lots of possible solutions. Does that make sense, Claudia? Do you know what I'm getting at? I see we lost Lynn. I'm of the mind that Claudia needs to get to a place where she feels better, right? Claudia needs to get to a place where she feels better, and she needs to let them know that. I'm going to a place because I don't feel good here, guys. You guys are all full of energy that I'm not enjoying, and you won't listen to me. So until you're out of here, I'm out of here. Anyways, Claudia, do you really understand about making a list of all the possible solutions? And do it and if you start feeling angry energy, recognize you're feeling angry energy like you are right now, and you know, go and do some aromatherapy, go do some yoga, go for a walk. Usually doing something physical gets you out of that better, okay? Yep, so I know, September 11th, well, that's only a month and a bit away. It's not forever away. All right, you need to get out of the frame of mind you're in right now because you're looking at everything negatively, and you need to start looking at everything positively. And you know all the tools. You have all the tools, Claudia, so get them out and use them. Okay? Okay, Claudia? I know nothing's working, Claudia. So sit down with a piece of paper and a pen and start writing down solutions, possible solutions. Without judgment and without thinking that you have to act on those solutions. Just write them down. I think if you see a whole page of solutions, you'll feel better. And when you're done getting that page of solutions done, you need to go and do something to feel better. Okay? So you got to feel better first before you start writing your solutions down. If you start feeling iffy during writing the solutions down, stop and go feel better. Then come back and start writing down more solutions. Can you do that, Claudia? And we're right at the top of the hour here. You guys have been awesome. Can you do that, Claudia? Really focus on getting yourself in that good feeling space because you know what that is. Start writing your list. Recognize if you start feeling crappy and get yourself back into that high-flying disc. Okay? Make sense, Claudia? You know it does, right? Good. It'll help. They're moving out in September, Deborah, so they have a place, and they're moving out in September. But yes, I mean, it's, you know, they should be paying you rent. I don't know if they are. Anyway, right now, Claudia needs to find solutions, and she needs to get back on her high-flying disc. However they got there, however the situation transpired is not the challenge here. What the challenge is that Claudia needs to get back on her high-flying disc and find solutions to the situation she's in right now because it doesn't feel good. Right? And so, yeah, there's lots of possible solutions here. Lots of possible solutions, Claudia. So if you need help coming up with solutions later, let me know. For now, I'm going to finish up our call. You guys have been awesome. And Claudia, I hope this has helped. And, you know, for all of us, at the end of the day, if we find ourselves in a situation that isn't feeling good, number one, you need to recognize you're not feeling good. Number two, do something about it. Go and get feeling better. And then handle the situation. Does that make sense to all of you? So, Claudia, this one is just for you. Have fun with it. Get back on your high-flying disc. We'll see you guys all back here tomorrow. I love you all. Thank you for being here.